No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went on, last time I was,
I grew up in Fahrenheit. I lived here for 12 years, first 12 years, and I challenged it.
I mean, it's not really bad for me, but.
Dark. It's really tired. Yeah. So, I said, well, how much wind are you? She said, and I said, so though, never snows. I'm like,
I remember, some of you may remember, when the Audubon magazine was rather unique with the quality of the photographs. I mean, it was, nowadays, a lot of magazines with photographs. In those days, that is like art going nowadays, producing stuff that, you know, looked $1 million per day to buy it, because there was 2 million tomorrow. Mostly stuff I would hang on the wall. I think we come to appreciate good photography, where you're taking a picture of something on this planet where we're privileged to inhabit, right? And have it in a way that makes us appreciate it more than just a regular photograph like I, for instance, might take. And so Dave Douglas is that kind of photographer. So it's a good way to have to show it. I'm right.
I like, having a good camera with a big fat lens on it, and getting stuff. Most of my pictures are close-ups, the closer the better, maybe that's a fault, and some people say, nah, you need more environment in your photo. I'm a close-up kind of. So I like that part, and we have a backyard with some bird feeders, and got a pretty good population of birds coming through, and I like going out there and sitting and don't even have to leave the property and see some birds. We went on vacation in Ireland 6 or 8 years ago, and spent a week driving around in a tour bus. You don't count crows and seagulls, we didn't see any birds in the whole country. So we came home re-appreciating how much wildlife there is here and how many birds there are here. So, and I like going out, but I see anything that moves, I like going out and blast it away. And most of these are taken in the backyard. Some of them are, I think, from down at the Merced and San Luis reserves, and 1 or 2 from the coastline. Most of them are from Groveland. Okay. This is one of our resident eagles, the bald eagles, there's a pair of them that nest there every year. And used to have access to a party boat, it was electric and quiet. I could get it right up under them, I'm sure, and be on the tree. I don't have access to that anymore, but it's still fun to look at, but it's not as photographic as it used to have the ability to do. They're,
Is it cooking?
they're my favorites. Oh, this guy,
Yeah.
this is a calliope, it's a male calliope, hummingbird, you guys probably already know that. But I've never seen one before. And a couple of days ago, one came in and spent a day or two and had a good time. Had a good time with this guy. I think he's gone now.
Dave, you mentioned that you'd never seen one before but they're here they go up the mountain. You'll find them up 6,000 feet. In the summertime, you'll find those guys up there.
Okay,
They're not leading us, they're just going up the mountain.
they're really cool looking little birds. I read up on them and they're the smallest hummingbird. Did not know that.
We saw one, I personally didn't see it, because I didn't want to walk down to the creek, because I was tired, when we went to, the juniper up there, what's it called? Bennett, thank you, Bennett juniper up there. We saw, well, they saw a calliope. And yeah, they're like.
They also come uncommon, so they're not just all over the place, I guess. They're unusual to see. I hope it comes back. I haven't seen it in a couple of days, but I hope it revisits.
Oh,
This was taken, this round. California quail was on some round stones on the side of our driveway. I just like all the spears and the fit right in.
Big A.
I love shooting the raptors. They're my favorite birds to shoot, and I never get tired of the red tails. This guy, goodbye. I think it's right around this time of the year. There's these swallows, are hundreds of them down under the eaves of the buildings down at our Lake Marina. I like going down there and seeing what I can get there. They're so fast going in and out of the mud houses. I'm lucky to get anything. This is the one that
Great picture of a barn swallow, right?
I think are
It's Cliff,
cliff swallows.
it's got that white Cliff chevron, I love the
Cliff.
there. That's the only way I can tell them, they have that white there, the other swallows don't have that white there.
Oh, Cliff swallow.
Oh.
They're busy little guys. Oh, I was talking with a Pine Mountain Lake employee, and he said, you interested in the birds? Because I was down there looking at eagles. He said, I know where there's a great horned owl nest. I said, "Oh." This is down below the dam up there. You tell me roughly where it was? I'm on a steep hillside, probably 100 yards away from it, at eye level with it. There's 2 owlets in there. It was a very enjoyable hour spent photographing them guys. I went over there a couple of weeks ago and it's not being used this year. Yeah, what fun. I love owls. I love all the raptors, but the owls are extra. This guy, male affiliated. I have a suet block hanging on a tree out back. And it came in there several times a day for what, probably a year and a half. It was like our pet. And it was real friendly. I could be 10 yards from it. It just didn't mind me at all.
Really loud.
Yeah, you could tell her around. Yeah.
So did you name him?
Woody. You know, you guys probably know that Woody Woodpecker was
Yeah.
inspired by Affiliate.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, that's Woody. He didn't come around anymore, dang it. Yeah, here's a rousing stellar jay in the snow. So it's always kind of icing on the cake to get birds in the snow on a snowy branch.
So tell us about the roasting, because I'm not used to that word. That's when they fluff up,
When they fluff up, I think the fancy word for that's rousing.
rousing, rousing. Not with a T, rousing,
No T.
not roasting like with the
Russing.
Okay,
And how many pixels do you have now on these cameras to get that quality on such a big?
I have a one that has 42 megapixels, it's measured in megapixels and 42, and the one I had before that was a mere 25. But the first digital camera I had was like 2. So, yeah, 42 is a bunch. Yeah, I love it. It's a good camera with some good glass on it. Yes. I haven't seen one of these in a couple of years now, but every once in a while one comes through and to my delight. In fact, I think I might have shot that.
You might have.
is it a tanager or an Oriole?
It's a damn.
Tanager?
Western Tanager, right?
Western Tanager.
You know, I'm better at shooting them than I am at identifying them. Look at there. That was over on Rock River Road. It's about the only place I ever see prairie falcons. Special treat.
To that close the door.
I have a friend, you guys know Tom Coolidge. He moved now, but he had a pond that had 5 different families of wood ducks. He said, "Come on over and shoot them, man." I had a blast shooting the wood ducks. They're just beautiful. They don't look real.
Yeah.
I found the sailboat match down in our lake. I turned it into black and white. You didn't find any color on me. It was in cans of black and white. This is down at Merced.
Those are
Yes.
snow geese?
I always mixed up the Rosses and the snow geese. Even if it was close up, I'd have to ask somebody. Shape of their bill is a little different. I'm gonna guess, snow geese, but could be Rosses.
Snow geese have a patch. They have a grin patch. That's a snow.
But no,
Yeah,
Grin patch?
it's called the grin patch. That's the snow.
Which one has the smile?
That's
The smell of them?
New part, snow geese,
the
snow,
snow geese.
yeah.
I
Ross
mixed them
doesn't
up.
have a grin patch.
Oh, grin patch.
Grin,
Okay.
GRIN, that's what they call it.
That's good, like ring. Good
Right.
one.
Can't see them from here
Yeah.
There's nothing more fun than to get up early in the morning, drive down to San Luis Wildlife Preserve, and then go over to Merced. It's a day. Sometimes I come back with 1,000 pictures. Of course, I don't keep but about 10% of them, but it's a good place to go photograph things. And there's one of my favorite hawks, the ferruginous hawk, and I see them in the winter down on in Montezuma on 49 railroad crossing, that area. So I got this guy. Yeah, they're spectacular. Something about them that the red tails don't do for me is they'll hold still and let me get a little close to them. They don't mind humans, like red tails, they're gone.
Yeah.
Kestrels, most all raptors take off. These guys tolerate me. Did I do that?
Nope, you're fine. Just people signing in to Zoom.
This is down under our legs. Good looking ducks, aren't they?
Yes.
This is in our backyard.
No, what do you see?
Red
Woodpecker.
breasted sapsucker.
Samsung.
We have a
House
dogwood
finch
tree.
or some, I can't tell the difference between
No.
house finch and purple finch.
Yeah. This guy's fond of the bark of our dogwood tree. I'm worried he's gonna tear up the tree, gets in there and really gets going on that bark.
It's not a Samsung.
So far, the tree's surviving.
No, when we first moved here, we haven't seen him, but he would chip off the bark horizontally, there'd be like little rows of bark gone. Which I thought was real different.
Yeah, they seem to be kind of organized how they destroy. Cool looking birds though. Oh yeah, that's recently got. Have you guys been having the bloom of hummingbirds at your feeder? Anybody have hummingbirds?
Yeah.
We got dozens and dozens and dozens of them. Unlike any other year, I think there's a bloom.
The other day, there must have been 20. Just
Yeah.
hitting each other.
Yeah, yeah, the standing room on, we got
Yeah,
two feeders.
exactly.
And sometimes every hole in the feeders is completely, people were waiting to get in for their turn.
They slap each other around.
Yeah,
They
So,
just-
Dave, tell us about the tail feathers.
that's the tail feathers on a female rufus. Standing off with a male rufus. The male rufus, their feathers are kind of a chocolate brown without the white
Yeah.
tips. And they come to a little bit of a point and look. I think if I have a picture in here of the males. But the females got the best looking tail feathers, I think. Yeah, these guys tend to come in and flock and eat our manzanita berries. They're very photogenic. They look like they're made out of porcelain over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you paint on that one at all, or that's just the way it is?
That's it, I didn't, that's the way they look. It's really smooth,
Wow.
like something you buy in a pet store.
They always look to me like the Ferrari of the bird world.
What a great description, Dave.
High-end painted up too, right? And it's unreal looking.
Ooh, wait till I.
This is one of the few times I've ever seen a black-tail kite. This is down on Old 49 by the railroad track, Mussing.
No, the one before.
Yeah,
Cedar sheen down.
cool birds, aren't they?
Cedar wax. Yeah, cedar wax.
So the only time I've seen one of those was at Cosune's River Preserve. There was a kite.
Usually if I see one that's way off, a quarter mile away or hovering, in some field,
Yeah, yeah.
I got lucky. This one let me get somewhat close to them.
Oddly, one of the best places to see them is in the medians of I-5. And major highway like that going down, up and down the valley.
Yeah,
They seem to have claimed it.
on
Yeah.
field mice and stuff.
Yeah, you'll see them all over there.
So how far away from that bird are you when you took this shot?
That's probably 100 yards. Yeah, I have a 600 millimeter, 180 to 600 millimeter lens with a 1.4 teleconverter behind it. So it's just around 800 millimeters. And so it can get in there.
There's two of these birds out currently at the golf course.
Yeah.
They were seen there this weekend. No guarantee when you go out there. There's always.
I've been out there a while, but yeah, you're inspired.
The one here, Billy, yeah.
All right, cool. I used to like to go out to see Perugian, it's a good place to see Perugianus hawks in the wintertime. I haven't seen any there in a while, but
No, they long gone now.
Oh.
I mean, this is down, and there's a bunch of old utility poles down on Rock River Road and Green Springs Road down there. And this was a Merlin taken off from one. Not only do I like the look of the Merlin, but I like the pole that it was taken off from. It's like, I bet that's a 150-year-old pole.
There's tippy toes.
Holding hatches.
This is
So is this a
I mean,
foolishness?
I think it's a rough-legged.
Oh,
Am I getting that right? Somebody correct me here.
It's a rough leg hawk.
It's a rough leg and it's down at
Yeah.
the railroad crossing on 49. I haven't seen one in 2 or 3 years now, but this guy put on a pretty good show for me.
Great photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Same bird landing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love getting pictures of birds taking off or landing. This is a male annas in the snow in our liquid amber tree.
Beautiful.
Like a Christmas tree.
It's a beautiful photograph.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was just out this morning photographing someone. I'm constantly amazed by all the different looks that they're. What do you call it? Gorget? What's the gorget?
Yeah, something like that.
There must be about 8 or 10 different colors and tones, and sometimes it's
Yeah.
black, sometimes they're brown, sometimes they're bright red, sometimes they're pink.
Green.
That color really, the iridescent feathers really change with the sunlight.
So I'm looking and I don't get a feeling for where the sun is. Is he in light right now? Or his feathers don't light up without the sun, right?
No, I think they can light up just from a
Light, just
diffused light,
light.
cloudy day. I don't think the sun was directly shining. I think it just was
Don't see any shadows, so
clouds.
probably overcast.
Yeah.
And
So what are they eating on the liquid amber? Do they eat anything out of that little ball thing?
no, it's not far from our feeders,
Oh, okay,
so they land there and kind of
okay.
guard the feeders within this tree. It's probably about 15-20 feet from our feeders, and it's a popular place for them to hang out. Yeah, as far as I know, they don't eat anything in the. I see bush tits come in and eat some kind of little seeds out of those little pods. But I don't see the hummingbirds eating anything, noticing anything to eat in that tree. And that's a encyclopedia, right? I get that right?
Fatal Petla.
I knew it was something like that.
Close enough.
That's their bird. You know, they have birds that we don't have, and that's one of theirs. I do not have those at my house.
Say the name again?
Pain of Peppola.
Fang pepper.
So many flycatchers.
The only reason I recognized that it was that bird is because of the red eye and the top knot thing there. Cause when I've seen them before, and only a couple times, they've been pretty close to black.
Right, it's
in
just the
color.
way the light is.
So it's just the light, yeah.
Also, the females seem to be a little lighter in color than the males,
Oh, really?
from what we've seen.
Silky flycatchers.
I always have a good time going down the runs. They have birds that we don't have, and it's just, they have all kinds of growy things to attract the birds, and it's great fun going down there and seeing what I can see, and this is one of them. And there's our mascot bald eagles. I don't know all that much about bald eagles, but I think it's the same pair that come in every year and use the same nest. So
This is hers.
this is back when I had access to a boat. It was an electric boat. It was quiet. And I was able to get up close to the shore and get these guys without disturbing them. So, yeah, I don't have access to that boat anymore. I kind of miss getting close to the eagles.
We have a couple, a pair. Some of my neighbors think are nesting at Phoenix Lake.
Yeah, what a treat. What a treat. I was down there a week or so ago and saw a white head in the middle of the nest is kind of deep and it's about 100 yards away, but I could see a white head in the middle of that nest. So they're nesting it right now.
Is that this pair they're taking this year? This year's picture?
This was taken probably 3 years ago, but I from what I know about them, I think they do return the same.
Oh, yeah.
Right, do I have that right?
The light was something happens to.
Yeah, this is probably 3 years ago.
I hope that's not mine.
Oh, shit. No, it's brilliant.
Sorry.
I like going out to our garage when it's raining.
God, I don't
I'll stand in the comfort of the garage,
Is that
dry.
Dolly?
I think that's a.
Going back there to,
I can't tell whether it's a male or female, but yeah, I think that's a downy.
Cause they have that white stripe down their back.
Yeah, they're about the same size and look as the nuttalls, but the nuttalls got spots on them.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was on. Was that?
We have a black oak tree back in the backyard and it's a little bit protected from the rain where it is.
He's calling you that. That's
Yeah.
what called it.
So it's fun to go out there and see the birds and photograph them. They're trying to stay out of the rain on the trunk of our oak tree. This is a sun worshiping bird. We have lots of turkeys coming through.
Yeah.
It's always fun to get a sunlit subject and a shady background, out of focus shady background for the contrast. Makes me laugh every time I see that.
We're in full display.
And this is down at Merced, plenty of these guys to shoot. I love it because they like that, I like the shallow water and I love it when it's a calm day and you can see the reflection of the bill and their legs. Cool birds. And there's a female showing off her tail. Female Rufus.
Just to be able to catch it. There he is.
Well, the turkey's doing a turkey snow dance. Where a lot of these guys come pet. I don't ever run them off, but Pat goes out and shoos them off because she doesn't like having to watch her step out in the backyard. And I tolerate that just because of the photography.
Okay, this is what?
I think that's a juvenile red tail. Correct me if I got that
The black
right.
leading edge,
What's that?
the dark leading edge, right?
That says that it's a red tail, huh? And all that modeling, I think, is a juvenile.
Mm-hmm.
Never get tired of photographing those guys.
Nice picture.
Nuthatch. You ever notice the thumbnails on the nuthatches? The thumbnails are like twice as long as their other ones, so they're perfectly comfortable walking up and down on a tree trunk because of those thumbnails.
What is that?
Thumbnail.
Yeah, the little bird is that.
Red,
Oh.
red touch.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a white breast. We don't have red breast.
No.
No, red
Yeah.
breast, okay.
We have both. We have the red breasted and the white breasted both come
We
through.
only have white.
And the red breasted are smaller than the white breasted.
Yeah.
They're higher up the mountain, the Twin Arc there.
It was pretty much a black and white picture, and everyone had made it black and white. We have a nest, an active raven nest right across the street from us, and it's always a treat to see them getting anywhere close to the house. Pat doesn't like them.
Not when they're robbing nests and I can see what they're doing.
They're on the nest and they squawk and wake us up first thing in the morning. Saying,
Their calls, it sounds like it's saying, work, work.
I like the one that sounds like some kind of like a party click or something like.
Yes.
I like that sound.
What is that? Oh,
Does he ever harass your
Raven.
cat?
Raven.
Does he ever harass your cat?
Our cat never goes
That's
outside.
That would be probably a good thing.
And now they're everywhere, and 100 years ago, they weren't even in this area, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, speaking of the ravens, when we were driving in long ago, there's a couple in the driveway over there messing around with each other. And they both had their heads and neck feathers really fluffed out like twice the size. I wish I'd have had my camera. They were really spectacular.
There's several that hang out at Sonora Elementary School just up the road. And I was wondering one day why, they were hanging around there, but at lunchtime, when the kids are out on the field, they can scratch the stuff all over the place. So I figure that's what they're after.
You can figure it's always all about the food, right?
Right.
All about the food. in there, that's a ferruginous, but it's usually the ferruginous that I see, they're pretty white on the chest, but this one's got some pretty good modeling going on the chest, and that's.
So maybe he's younger?
I don't know that much about them, I think they just vary.
You see him.
Red tails can vary even at the same
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
I think this is down at Rock River Road.
Yeah.
Looks like the same post.
Aren't they selling them? I first found out about ferruginous hawks being down on Rock River Road from that guy right there. He said, "Oh, you like the hawks? How you getting? You want to see some ferruginous hawks? Go down Rock River Road." He was not kidding. In winter time, we're there.
Having
It's a windy day on the neighbor's roof. And ravens were hanging out. I like the way the wind was having its way with their feathers.
Yeah.
And again, I made this a black and white. It pretty much was a black and white anyway.
You can make a color photo to be black and white.
Yeah.
Is that what you did? Yeah, more dramatic that way.
I like black and white photography, so sometimes I'll just intentionally make stuff black and white. Yeah, just a couple of days ago, standing room only.
That one over empty.
So are these all anise?
No, I think that's a rufus, and I think there's a rufus right over there. Forgot to bring my laser pointer. Yeah, these are all anise and a couple of rufuses.
Oh, that's
And that's what quail crushed feathers look like, wet. This quail was wringing wet. Out in the backyard. I never get tired of photographing the ferruginous. See how he's got a mostly white chest? That's what they usually are like. Down at Montezuma.
wow.
Yeah, we have a bird box in the backyard, and sometimes it's oak titmouses occupy it. And sometimes it's, so what else will get in their path? Bluebirds and the titmouses are one. This year, the bluebirds are one.
So you don't have any flycatchers in your boxes?
We just have this one box, and it's usually the bluebirds get it.
Do you enhance the colors or this is just the way it is?
No, sometimes I mess around, but they're that bright.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna get asked that, it's like, oh, boy, it looks enhanced, saturated, but I didn't. Scouts on, I didn't saturate it. Female rufus. Yeah, oh, this is a piebald. Notice all the white on her head? That's not normal. That white forehead, nah, that's a piebald. Another shot of it. Yeah. And usually they have their landing gear tucked in, but when they're getting close to landing, they drop the landing gear.
Yeah.
This is a red shoulder. I heard it flying around. And I went out, happened to be outside already. And as luck would have it, it landed on top of one of our pine trees. So all I had to do is walk up the hillside a little bit, get a little bit more eye level with it, and it stayed there for 10 minutes or so and let me photograph it. Yay!
Wow.
This is a trophy shot because from what I read, the great gray owls are few and far between. There's only like, what, 250 of them in the whole state, they estimate. And this guy was out, a friend of mine had seen it the day before, another photographer. So we both went out there to see if it was still hanging out. And there it wasn't, and stayed on this stump and another one close by for probably I think I timed it, it was 35 minutes it let us photograph it. And we were closer than 40 yards from it. So it was very fortuitous.
I think most of us, a lot of us have never seen a.
Me too, me too.
One of the,
I love the owls, and this guy is they're just special, the look on their face,
Yeah.
man.
Ah,
And it looks like he's taking off, but he's not, he's
Stretching.
housing, I think, just messing around. There's something.
It's like a helicopter.
Of course, I went out there 6 more times. Same area, looking hard for it with my camera, and never saw it again. It was the one and only evening that it was out there for me. This reminds me of a sculpture that you might see in a fountain.
Yeah.
Now they're all kind of connected together. It looks like a fountain sculpture to me. Sculpture.
Are they fighting?
You know, that's happened. Fussing with each other. They get territorial in that bird bath. Close up even on our turkeys. With the long snood hanging down. Yeah. They're fun. They're fun to shoot.
Amazing the way those feathers just go right back when you're supposed to.
the dinosaurs must have been very colorful too, because why would the birds so often have bright colors? And yet we don't know much about the dinosaurs, but they must have been colorful.
Good point, good point. Yes, they did.
You know, I think, because I've seen a lot of your turkey pictures and they're all great, but I think the turkeys we have down here, I don't see as much red or those carbuncle things all over their face like yours up there at Groveland.
Huh.
I don't know, I've been noticing that. We don't, maybe they're just, I don't know, they're different kind of wild turkeys.
Well, the girls have less of that one when they don't have that snood. They're
And they don't
there's
have
less
that,
red stuff on
that-
girls.
looks like a horse tail here on the males, what's that?
Oh, the
called?
beard, they call it a beard, yeah, the girls will have, they have one, it's just a little stumpy one,
Oh,
but the males have a long beard.
no, beard, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know which one.
Like I was saying earlier, I'm real fond of photographing them.
He brought the turkey.
Pet says, get out of here. Just this morning, I was photographing a couple and she came out and ran off. She does not tolerate them.
The Union Democrat had the name of a guy, I know him, Jim, something like that, last name not coming to me. But he was involved bringing the down things here.
Oh,
And I kind of joked with him the other day, I said, you get a lot of flack for bringing those turkeys to Swanee County. And they are hybrids between, there are 6 subspecies.
oh,
One from Texas, and I think 2 others, and they're a mixture. They're hybrids.
oh.
Hybrid vigor, that's why they flourish so much. Yeah.
Whoa. I can't remember if I have it in this group, but I have a couple and I always call them smoke phase turkeys. One's kind of brown and white, and the other one was kind of black and white. And somebody responded back and said, yeah, those are a hybrid of some kind of a domestic turkey that I hadn't heard of. Mating with a wild turkey, and it's kind of like a crossbreed turkey. That's why they call it. I just thought some kind of freak piebald version. Can't remember if I have one of those in here or not. Look at that though. Great tails. They usually don't have their tails flared out, as you know, but I wait with my finger on the trigger, waiting for something to make them fan their tail out. It's usually another hummingbird. Makes them try to look bigger. This is a woodpecker down at Rock River Road, which is the only place I ever see them. Got lucky with this guy.
So that's a Lewis's woodpecker, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
One year up at the Comanche Dam, our group went and we saw like, I don't know, 6, 8 of those in one tree. There were a whole bunch of them. And the next year we didn't see any.
Wow.
Must have been the family.
And when you're traveling on the road, you see what look like crows. And often they're loose as woodpeckers. From a distance, they look kind of like crows. And I've often seen them fly catching. Fly catching, what, can't remember the name of that.
What they're catching,
Yeah,
mosquitoes.
libelule,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Dragonfly?
dragonflies. Yeah.
Well, we stopped near water, so I just took a wild guess.
We saw a bunch of them on the road from, where are they? When you're going to,
I hate that. I do that all the time. The word is almost there. and it's
And
gone.
then it's gone. Then it comes to me in French, for God's sake.
No feeling. And I never see these up where we live.
when you're going to Yosemite.
We saw one on the Christmas bird count,
You know, what's the town after where the fish hatchery?
not too far from your house, on Drake Mine Road. Over there, and there's a lot of raptors in there, and we saw, one of those.
What is that?
What elevation was that?
Lewis is.
It's by the left.
So
Maybe 3,000 feet, I don't know,
It's pretty cool.
lower.
Yeah, not much.
We've seen them at Knight's Ferry along the river there.
Even down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got, that's very.
Oh, there's so many, you know, that time was.
So is that a call?
Yeah, that's a two
When we
person.
did that, pearls,
We just got that a couple of days ago.
spring pearls.
It's a fresh
In
one.
that part, in that, when we ate lunch.
Your details being so crisp like that, that's because of the lens you use on your camera?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good camera with a good lens.
And his skill. He sits
Oh,
very
yeah.
still. He does it all the time.
It's such a big lens, it's kind of. You know, shaky to use it, so I always have it on a monopod.
Yeah.
That helps me brace. I can hand hold, but the chances are it's gonna be a little
Yeah, yeah.
fuzzy.
Yeah.
But with the monopod, I can usually get a pretty clean one.
Oh.
Look at there, huh?
So what kind of a, what you call it is that? Hummingbird, well,
I think that's a male rufus,
This.
because the females have white on
white
some of their tails,
yeah.
each side. Yeah, I love the side lit and the colors. This works, even though it's a butt shot, it works. There's some turkeys now. So you guys probably know this already, but these are adult tom turkeys. The juveniles, when they fan their tails, the right and left feathers are about 2 inches shorter than the middle of their tail. You guys know that? Took me a while to learn that, but these are all grown-ups.
Say that again, please, Dave.
The fan of the juveniles, these feathers over on this 1/3 and this 1/3 are shorter than the middle, the rest of the feathers. For the adults, all the feathers are the same length. I just recently learned that. Without backyard. Oh, and
That one in the middle's nose looks kind of little.
yeah,
That's
that's
like a trunk.
Like a.
that's what they call a snood.
What?
It's called a snood, and they can make it go from just a little kind of barnacle looking thing right here on the top of the head. And they can make it 6 inches long and go from gray to white to bright red. It's all blood control.
He's catching something with it, maybe.
I think it's a display, impress the girls kind of thing. I like, say,
Yeah, amazing.
well, this one's, his is not sticking out quite as far, and that one's pretty far enough. I think, can't hardly tell, but when they reel them in completely, they're only about that long and then just above their beak. It's weird. Turkeys are weird. In a good way, yeah. There's a morning dove out back.
Very nice.
I like that this big lens camera can throw blur out the background to emphasize the subject in the foreground.
That's nice.
And the photographers call that bokeh. B-O-K-E-H, that's the bokeh background. Oh, there's a little story on this one. Pat and I were hiking not long ago, close to where we live. When we came out to the car, this guy came up and landed in a tree near where we were parked. And I didn't have my camera. We were only a quarter mile from our house. So I said, let's get in the car. Let me go get the camera, come back, see if he's still there. Went, ran, got the camera, came back. 5 or 10 minutes later, and it was still there.
Wow.
And what kind of a hawk is he?
That's a Cooper's.
Cooper's.
You get that right? Cooper's?
I don't know, it's a little different to me. But
We don't see them that close, Dave.
Sure.
Yeah, the tail feathers, it's probably
looks like a
Cooper, Sharpshin, I can't tell the difference between the two, but they're bird hawks.
It was friendly.
switch.
In the house fans, we have plenty of those. The males are good looking.
I thought maybe two. The cross kind of, but it looks like, wow, maybe just a different one.
Is he doing a dance for you?
Doing the turkey dance, turkey snow dance.
He's on a, in his
You know,
toes.
it reminds me of the, what kind of animal was it? Ostriches in the Disney's Fantasia? The dancing? Always remind me of that.
Oh.
Sand hills flying over down at Merced. Yeah, they're great birds.
This is not these.
It's a challenge, they fly pretty fast, but I don't have to look around for them too much because like Canada geese, when they're flying, they're always making racket. And it's a distinct call, and so I know when they're flying over before I can look up. So these guys warn me that they're flying over. Down on our lake. Is that I mix them up, is that buffalo head?
Think so.
Buffalo head. I like how the sunlight changed up the color on these black feathers.
Yeah, lots of color you don't know.
I thought they were just black. Yes, they're iridescent. Iridescent black.
Yeah.
And I always like to get wing and or tail feathers on these western flickers because they're so spectacular. Always entertaining.
What is it?
The local Miwok Indians prize their tail feathers, made a lot of ornamentation, headgear and costumery out of their tail feathers. And I can see why.
Yeah.
Sharp shin out the back. Landed on that rock for a minute or two, just long enough for me to grab the camera and shoot it before it flew off. And I was looking at the little birds over at our feeders. That's what it wasn't looking at me, it was looking at our birds.
And he's the smallest of the hawks, right? The sharpshin?
Well, I think the kestrels was.
No, but the kestrels are the falcons.
Oh,
Kestrels are
yeah.
the smallest of the falcons, right?
Okay, okay, yeah, I think these, maybe, I think they are a little bit smaller than the Coopers.
Coopers, yeah. Long tail,
So, do they really have sharp shins?
Well,
Do they really have sharp shins? I'm looking at his feet and I'm thinking,
I don't know.
Looks like
so
smooth.
that's how you say
It's called
a
sharp.
female top shin can look like a male Cooper, right?
Huh.
Yeah.
This should be called skinny leg hogs.
Yeah.
That is
These
so
turkeys
good.
that endlessly, and they never get it. That guy must have pecked on my cigarette bumper for 15 minutes and never got it. Never figured it out.
So
I
that's
had a real hard time getting around one my time was doing that, looking at itself and I kept going a little further and I was like, no, I gotta see myself really good. Yeah.
So those snoods in earlier turkey shots,
Yeah.
that cone thing, that's what their snood look like when it's all rolled up. There's a juvenile bald eagle down at the lake. And I hope I'm gonna get to see some in another month or two here, because they're sitting in the nest right now.
So I have a question. How can you tell a juvenile from like a golden eagle? Because they're kind of the same color, right?
Well, their bills are shaped a little different, and a little different color. And, but they are real similar. But, yeah. This one, the mama, it was hollering for the mama to give it a fish or something. Mama, the grown-up mama was nearby, so. Yeah,
So you know what it was.
I know that was a juvenile.
I could only tell if I could see the under the wings,
Yeah.
and then I'd have to look it up so as not to get confused, but.
Almost looks
Yeah,
like
the
a
bills.
cup.
I think that the bills, I mean, if you look, the bill is shaped exactly like a bald eagle bill. And the golden eagle bills are a little bit different shape. You know,
Thanks.
they don't seem to go out as far before they start going down. I don't describe it, they're a little different shape. There's a butterbutt in the backyard showing off.
I'm sorry, what is it?
It's a
Isn't that cool?
yellow rump warbler, but the slang form is butterbutt.
Ah,
They got a white patch on the rump, I mean, yellow patch.
yellow pants in there, yeah.
Yellow warbler.
Cool.
Yellow warbler.
In fact, I think I learned the phrase butterbutt from
That's a lesser,
Ross.
that's a lesser goldfinch.
Yeah,
Oh,
the yellow
no.
warbler has
Did I get that
stripes,
wrong?
yellow warbler has little red stripes.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna blow it from
Look
blew it.
Look at the bill.
Still very
Bill
good.
heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So what is it now?
Lesser
Lesser
portion.
lesser goldfinch.
Nail.
Your pictures kind of blow us away because they're so much bigger than the actual bird.
Yes.
And we think we got some other kind of critter.
I like blowing them up, I do.
It's amazing.
No, you're talking about a hard to photograph bird. These northern harriers, they kind of fly fast and they're unpredictable which way they're gonna go, which way they're gonna change, and they're changing directions and blah, blah, blah. And on my bucket list is to get a male, what's called a gray ghost. This is a female or a juvenile, the brown ones. I mean, I'm happy to get it, but the gray ghosts, and for some reason, they're 10 times rarer to see than the juveniles or the females.
Where was this?
This was at Merced.
Yeah.
Yeah, tricky.
Oh,
Some more sandhills. This was taken at Merced too.
Hey, Dave, you didn't send that one to me.
I
that's,
didn't?
I don't think I got that one.
that's gorgeous.
Wait a minute here. I got a tip.
It's a great
That looks
picture.
like you're flying up there with them. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it looks like you're at the same level as they are.
Yeah. So, no.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why I wasn't at their level, or they were higher than me, but yeah, I'm at eye level looking, aren't I?
You were flying.
Maybe they were angling a turn or something, I don't know.
Coming in.
You could have been banking for a turn, yeah.
You weren't in the platform at the end of the marsh, were you, Dave?
No, I was standing in the road up
The road?
just outside my car.
Okay.
Sometimes I cheat and get 15 or 20 feet away from the car. Don't tell anybody. You're not supposed to do that. Oh, it's probably the same immature bald eagle. a little bit younger, and it had fallen out of its nest. This fallen tree that it's standing on. It's probably 30 yards from the base of the nest tree. It fell out of the nest and it just stayed down there, and the mom came down and fed it fish daily till it could learn to fly and fly away. I know the guy that this eagle was on his property. And so he was even feeding it fish. So he had the whole story of this. I think the whole process took about a month and a half or so before this eagle finally flew off. I got this from a boat.
If I
How's
remember
that?
right, it wasn't an easy flight.
What's that?
If I remember right, it didn't have a very easy time when it did finally take off.
It might have been the same one, but I was out one time, I was at home, and a friend of mine kayaks out on the lake every day. He said, Dave, there's an eagle that fell in the water and it's trying to swim and swimming over toward the marina. So I jumped in the car, went down, it was only a couple of minutes away. And sure enough, it was an immature bald eagle, it might have been that one. And I don't know if you ever seen him swim, but it's real awkward, real awkward, and it's a struggle for him. And swam, and got on the shore and walked down in, it was dripping wet. I got some pictures of it, but I misplaced the pictures, I can't find them, but it was quite the show. It lived, but they're not built to swim.
Remember we saw that one
Yes, yeah, with a huge fish.
with a huge fish.
Yeah, we saw it, and it caught a huge fish that it couldn't fly with.
Yeah.
It was a mature bird, and it had to swim 100 yards like this fish.
In its mouth. On 139, 132 going, there's a big pond there. On the right-hand side, on the way to Merced. Yeah, and that's where it was, and he was. It was
It had it in-
process.
It had it in its mouth.
Yeah.
Wow.
The fish was this big.
It was a huge fish.
And the bird was this big, but he was gonna get that thing over to the
was it?
shore.
How athletic.
Yeah.
This sounds hard.
Yeah.
How do you categorize your photographs?
Bird photographs as close as I can get.
By species, by date, by how do you?
Oh, I see what you mean now. I have Lightroom and I have folders, a folder for each species of bird.
Species.
I don't break it down to, bald eagles, the juveniles and the grown-ups are on my bald eagle folder and so on, but.
So you can get to a particular photo when you want to.
Mhm, yeah, I categorize them, generally categorize them.
That's what I do too.
Is that originus?
That might be my favorite red tail shot I ever got, right there. It's not tack sharp, but I just love the pose.
Yeah. Was the over water? It's lit up on the underside there a little bit.
No, it wasn't,
Almost looks like in a light room or something,
it was out the end of, I don't know if you're familiar with the roads up there, it was out the end of Clements Road, just before it drops down into the river gorge. But yeah, there was no water nearby. I see what you mean though, it's nicely bottom lit. I don't think it was very far off the ground. Yeah, this is
That's
got dinner.
Kestrel having a snack out at Merced. Shut it out the window of the car.
Huh.
They're so busy with it, when they got the food,
Is that a
you
little
can get
gopher?
close to them. I think it's a field mouse, but it might be a gopher.
Huh?
Got a tail.
Yeah, it's a tail.
Gopher's
It's a
got
field
tails.
mouse.
That's true.
But I was probably
Maybe a gopher has a small.
10 or 15 yards from it, and it just didn't mind me at all, because it was occupied.
Dinner. And you look like you're at eye level with this shot also, so,
Pretty much was on this one.
oh, okay,
That post was probably 4 feet high, and
oh,
I was probably 4 feet high sitting in my car. And it was a real late sun, almost sunset, you can see the golden light,
yeah.
so yeah. this was, I don't know, it was these guys too, that there's a man-made osprey nest down at Moccasin Inlet. It hadn't been occupied for the last couple of years, much to my disappointment. There's a road, it's a chunk of old Highway 49 you can get on that goes by this nest. And it's at eye level. So, yeah, I went down there just 3 or 4 days ago and it's still unoccupied there. They haven't used it for the last several years. These are some kids.
The eyes change color with age, or?
I think they do, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it looks like there's 4 adults there. I mean, they're not babies, right? Cause those are,
No, those are kids.
oh, they are.
Juvenile.
There's.
I like that little touch of the bee flying by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably coincidental, probably had nothing to do with interest in the ospreys. This is popping the kids out in the backyard. I like photographing the stuff at the base of our black oak tree because it's kind of gnarly and mossy and rocky and kind of a nice backdrop for the critters. Yeah. And this might be my favorite hummingbird shot. It fanned its tail out, which they don't usually do, and when they do fan them out, they usually don't fan them out that much. So I like everything about this, the lighting and the tail.
So what kind of a hummingbird is that?
That's a male anise, which is 99.9% of all hummingbirds in our house are anise. Yeah, I'm endlessly fascinated by the way their head feathers change colors in the light. This is a couple of sandhills doing the sandhill dance down at Merced. Get in step, boys, get in step. There's Woody again. That might be one of his kids. That didn't quite look like a grown up, does it? I think he brought his kids in a couple of times. It's out and back though.
Oh, nice.
It's the one and only burrowing owl shot I have, and it was taken that way down on Rock River Road.
Yeah.
It's like 10 miles of bad road to get to this shot. But yeah, too cool. I love any kind of owl shots. Count me in. And it's just taken from the window of my car. I was probably 10 yards from it. I mean, it was looking at me, but it didn't get spooked enough to jump in its nearby hole. Male Anna. I mean, Rufus.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a false.
They're cool birds. We mostly only have Annas, but when the Rufuses show up, I'm there.
So his tail is all compressed or whatever.
Yeah,
It's a normal.
you know, they're tucked in unless they're messing with another bird. They usually don't flare their tails. Recognize your bird?
Yeah, we do.
This guy's a bird.
Oh,
I never get, what kind of tree is that? It's an exotic
It's a
tree.
curly willow.
Curly willow tree.
And what kind of bird is that?
Bullock's Oriole, right?
Male Bullock's Oriole. Right?
Bullets.
Man, aren't they something?
Nice picture.
Ron Joy let me come down and shoot their exotic birds. Happy to do it.
Good chat.
What's up? Coming to me, of course. Questions.
Shastas. Forget what kind of this. This was at a friend of ours' house out on their deck, and it was landed on an ornamental piece of deck art. Like, yeah, because I don't have those.
Where?
Just outside of Groveland on the White Gulch Road,
Wow.
a couple of miles out of Groveland toward Yosemite. Yeah. Love these guys, wish we had them in our eyes.
What is it?
Costas, a male Costas. And this was taken on the road between the highway and Ron and Joy's house, their half-mile long driveway. And this was eye level. It was nest, this was about 3 years ago. Do you remember that nest? On the left up the way down, not far from the bridge.
In the big pine, where they
Yeah.
had a bunch of them, yeah. Mhm.
And, yeah, just
I think I've seen
the
that. show.
boom. I didn't even get out of the car, it was like right out the window. Love their feathers. Can you tell I like photographing Woody?
So he's using his tail to balance, right? I
They
can
do,
see it's
yeah.
pressed right up against
All
the,
those woodpeckers do, they look close when they land,
it's like another hand
they're
or something.
bracing with their
Yeah.
splayed tail feathers. There he is, those Indian bracing.
That's the tongue.
Here's the tongue shot. The tongues are way long. He can stick his tongue out probably 4 inches.
We once rescued a flicker, and I was feeding it bits of prosciutto, like worms. And and I was feeding it out of a bowl like this, and you'd see this huge tongue like a snake going around the bowl, and it was scary, actually.
Man, what's another word? In diagrams that when their tongue is tucked in, it's kind of wrapped around their brain and their skull or something. There's a way they coil it up in their head. Phew. Weird. Nice shot. I love getting shots of the big birds in flight with their power feathers on the downward swoop with bent like that. It's just graceful. It's a ferruginous down at the railroad crossing. Beautiful birds. I wish they were here all year, but they're only here in the wintertime.
So do you know how far north they go?
I do not. Would you happen to know, Ron, where they go?
But,
Where do the ferruginous migrate out to from here?
we have a lot of them in eastern Oregon, Montana. They're over in Nevada. They don't go that far away. I think there might even be records of them in northeastern California. They don't go that far. I think, well, they go up into Canada too, but, they're kind of strung out.
I wish they stayed here all year.
If they did, I'd never see you.
If you need me, I know where I'll be. And
They nest quite low in a tree or even on rocks, and they'll build a nest on top of a rock or something, so they're easy to photograph if you want to go looking for them.
I'll start looking up, start looking under the lawn too.
Field trip.
Yeah, neat. And I bet it would let me get a little close to them too. They're really friendly birds. Cooper's hawk down at Merced. I think it was raining that day. It's a little damp, doesn't it?
What did you call it, Dave?
Cooper's hawk.
Well, they differ.
What was it?
I think it's a harrier.
Steve.
Go back again.
A harrier?
You're right. Tell by the face now. Oops.
Look at the face, it's kind of got
Yeah.
pushed out in the eye.
Almost owl looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a.
Whoa, what am I thinking?
I like that. Very your face.
Oh, right.
Where did you watch on his nose?
Got like a headlight on his nose.
So bad.
Because the rough-legged is known for the headlight, right? Kind of diagnostic, the big yellow thing on its nose.
Which guy?
The rough-legged has a big yellow thing, but this has two, which is interesting. You see things that you're not normally aware of when photographs like this.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of close up, I like getting close up for the detail.
Hmm.
You know, some say, hey, you're getting too close, Dave, but I don't think so.
Yes.
Metal.
Yeah, Western metal look down it, this was ever said too, I think. You know, they don't have that pretty yellow all year, huh? I think it's way less. It's there in the winter time, and it's not there so much in the rest of the year. Do I remember reading that? Well, as you can tell, this was not up at our lake. This is down at the Point Lobos, which is one of my favorite places on the coast to go photograph. There's a, what do you call it, a rookery? There's hundreds of these guys, there. If you're willing to hike them on or two, there's just hundreds of them. It's great fun to photograph them.
Where's that, Dave?
Point Lobos State Park,
Oh.
just south of Carmel. Great place to photograph. Oh, when I first got the camera, I was down at
Is this the
lake in
long-billed
South
curlew,
Carolina.
or what's it called?
Long-billed curlew.
Yeah, it's the long-billed curlew.
Jean Ridgely, when I showed this picture to her, she said, "What? That was at Pine? You got that at the shore of Pine Mountain Lake?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Man, that's that. Wow." They're not known to hang out at Pine Mountain Lake. So I didn't know at the time, but this was kind of an unusual bird for a lake shore. And possibly long beak, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Osprey showing off for me down at Moccasin.
That's an osprey. Yeah.
The guys that really know their ospreys, that you can tell by the breast feathers whether it's a male or female. I don't know if I can tell. Anybody know the difference? Is it the male or the female that mostly has white, and the other one has some spotting on it? Oh well, it's unimportant. This is one of, they've had as many as 4 whooper cranes. They're exotic, they're a European bird. And they bought them and had them shipped to Pine Mountain Lake because they thought that they'd read that they were enemies with the Canada geese, and there's a Canada goose problem at Pine Mountain Lake and the golf course. They poop all over the docks and the fairways and the greens. And so they put them in there, and I've been out there more than once when there's only one of them there now, but when there was 4 of them, and they would be like 15 feet from a flock of Canada geese, and nobody was paying any attention to them. Peacefully coexistence. They wasted their money on these guys. They're fun to photograph.
It's the first one, the Eurasian swan, right? What's it called?
I think the heaviest bird, I looked them up, they're the national bird of Norway, and they're the heaviest flying bird. I mean, ostriches and emus, there are other birds that are heavier, but this is the heaviest flying bird, I think I read. You know what?
At the end.
That's a show.
It's like that.
Boy, thank you.
Fun sharing it with
Oh, yeah.
fellow like-type bird people. I like that part.
We should have a nice conversation along with the show, with beautiful pictures.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks a lot. The detail of the pictures.
Good camera,
Yeah.
big glass.
Beautifully done.
Your pictures, do you put them on magazines?
I read wildlife photographers much better category than I am, so no, not really more control to make posters and prints and postcards. I says don't bother. So every once in a while, I get a picture in some kind of contest, local contest, the winner gets $50 or some kind of thing,
Yeah.
small time deal, but I don't even mess with that much. I'm just happy to. Selfish reasons, I take pictures, I take them to sit there and look at them myself, most of them, and then I share them with my friends.
There's a question online. Dave, so is there a photo you've been searching for and not had the opportunity? And conversely, is there a shot that got away?
I'm gonna be back. Oh, I know. I want a bald eagle. Catching water. That number, and it's impossible to know when they're gonna hit, where they're gonna be on the lake.
Yeah.
You almost have to go up to one of those rivers that has the salmon rules, there's hundreds of eagles that increase your chances of seeing one at the right moment. So, the only one I ever saw do that was like a half a mile away.
Yeah.
You might have to fake it with a dead fish.
The one that I saw, where a couple of guys were fishing, flinging the fish and threw the guts overboard. And then you'll have to be flying over and went down and got their guts, 10 feet from the boat. But I was too far away for a photograph. Oh, another fortuitous moment. Friend of ours has a pond. It's right off their deck. It's a good vantage point to see the pond. I said, we have an hospital that comes in and has our exotic fish that got koi in there. I said, come on over, maybe you can get a photograph. So I brought the camera over. As soon as I walked in the living room, the big glass window, there was an osprey in that tree that they were talking about. Just as I got it in focus, it dropped down and grabbed a koi and flew off at it. Got the whole process of an osprey flying off with an orange fish. But talk about the right time, the right moment. I could have stood there for 3 days and never seen it. So,
Somehow I would appreciate that shot. Yeah, quite fun.
Yeah, we got the one question that came through from, yeah, that was from Bruce, so we answered that one. You all set? Thanks again, David. That's awesome.
Thank you, that was already mentioned.